Head over to miniaturemarket.com. They have thousands of board games at discounted prices like Archeos Society. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we're going on expeditions. We're going to be going, using our compass, going around, and we're going to be going to all different places. Like we're going to be going into the jungles and the greenery. Sometimes we're going to be going off to the mountains. Maybe we'll be going off to cold places. We're going to be going off to all different spots. Today we're taking a look at Archeos Society. This is a re-implementation of a very popular game that's been out of print for a long time called Ethnos. It's in my top 100 of all time. That game is fantastic. This is a re-implementation of that. I had a lot of high hopes for this. Let's see what's different, how it plays, and what I think. In Archeos Society, you're going to build a deck of 6 different roles. Now there's 12 in the game, so each game is going to feel very different. And here is the beautiful art on these nice new cards. Now each of these are going to have a special ability as well. I'll go over this as well, but I wanted to show you that they have sort of some different backgrounds which match with colors and the person. So each card has those two things, location and the role there and their ability. So let's talk about how it works. Now each game there's going to be these 6 locations like Machu Picchu and others, and over the course of the game you're going to be playing sets of cards that is a certain length. Like here I just have to play a set of 1 or a set of 2, a set of 2, now a set of 4, set of 4, set of 6, set of 6, and so on and so forth, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one ramps 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3. So this one's all over the place. This one starts high and goes even higher, and so on and so forth. So those are the amount of cards you have to play in the set to reach the next threshold. And wherever you end up at the end of the round, you're going to be getting points for that, but you don't reset these. So over the course of the game, you're trying to decide which is the best one to move up, how many cards do I need for the set, how many points am I going to get at both, at the end of the rounds, and things like that. Now this game is all about hand management. So everyone starts with 1 card, and then you have cards that you might be able to take from. So there'll be a display here. There'll be a certain amount of cards to start the round, depending on the amount of players. And you can either take one of these cards, or you could take one off the top. Well, maybe I was dealt one of these, and I already have this person, so I'll take this. And let's say the next player takes this. And you say, you know what, I'm going to take this. Let's say someone else takes this. And let's say you take this. And there's none left. If there's none left, you can take 2 off the top. But at some point, because your hand limit is 10, and you're trying to go up tracks and race things, you're going to be playing cards instead of drawing cards. So let's say I played these 3 cards. Now, when you play a set of cards, they all have to be either the same color or the same role. In this case, they are the same role. Now, what you'll do is you'll put them in a stack, and the top one is considered the leader. What this means is I'm going to go forward. Now, this threshold, I had a card of 3 here, so I could go up a threshold of 3, and I'm going to go in this location. So by default, that's what would happen. So I would go to this location, which is the blue one. That's the one that was on the top of that card. And I would go here. Now I needed just a set of 1 to go here. So it was a little bit of a waste to spend 3 cards to go there, because now next time I'm going to need 2. You don't just keep going. Every time you just move once. So next time I'll need to play a set of blue that has 2, right? So I have 0 points until I at least get here, right? So why would you play more cards than you need? Well, at the end of each of the rounds, depending on how big your sets are, you're going to be getting points. So if I'd done a card of 1, it would have been no extra points, but this is getting me 3 extra points. So that's maybe why you have a set of 6, it's going to be 12 points. That's hard to do because your hand limit's 10. However, each card has an ability. This one has a wild color. She's the pilot. She allows you to go anywhere. So even though normally I would have to go in blue because that's the top, that's what I selected. I could have selected any 3 of these. She can go anywhere. So here, I'm going to go in here. Because I go anywhere, I had a set of 3. Not only did it get me 2 points, but it's also, again, going to get me those 3 points at the end of the round that I already showed you. So that's how you're using some of the abilities. Now, here's the big twist in the game. Let's say the display looked like this when I played my cards. Now, all the cards that I did not play, meaning all the ones in my hand that weren't part of that set, come out to the display. And so you're actually helping other players when you're inefficient, because you're going to be giving them cards. So everything you don't play when you play a set goes back out for everybody. And that's actually the biggest twist, and always was sort of one of the better parts of the original game, and it still works well here. Now, halfway through this deck, somewhere in the bottom half, are 3 of these types of cards shuffled. When someone draws ones, they just kind of put this off to the side and they redraw. However, if ever the 3rd of these cards come out, and you don't know when they're going to come out, but you know they're in the bottom half of the deck, the round ends immediately. And not only is everyone going to be getting points depending on where they are on each of the tracks, Again, you're going to look at all the sets that you've made. You're going to get a certain amount of points depending on each of the sets you've made and how many cards are in each of the sets. Now, you'll play 2 seasons if you're playing with 2 or 3 players, or 3 seasons or rounds if you're playing with more than 3 players. And that's pretty much the game. Whoever has the most points at the end wins. Now, I want to show you that there's a back of these, backside of all these. This is the non-compass side. And each of these boards has a backside. Now, the rules say you can play with flipping one of these and having one of these being advanced. In my experience, if you're a gamer, you could flip more than one, and you could even probably flip all of them if you're really experienced. It does give the game more things to think about. For example, if you cross this threshold, you get to draw 1 card from the deck. This one, you draw 2. This one, you draw 3. This one, you draw 4. This one, you draw 5. So you're getting more and more cards as you're moving up. But all of them sort of do different little things like that. So let's talk about some of the other roles. Now, I'm not going to show you all of the roles, but I'll just talk about some of these. For example, the mercenary. These are sort of jokers. They're wild. They can be any color. And it helps you get bigger sets to move up on the tracks, but you pull those out before scoring your size sets at the end of the round. Now, some of them have little extra things about them. The botanist. You put this frame out, it's worth 2 points. Whoever makes a set with him on top takes this and 2 points and puts it on that set. If someone else plays a set with this guy on top and it's more cards than the person that has this, they take this from them and they get 2 points. And you get 2 points if you have that at the end of the round as well. Sort of like the longest road in Settlers of Catan. Some of the other roles actually have extra boards, extra pieces. Some of them are little mini games, but I'm just going to show you some of the basic ones here. You can check out the rules if you want to learn more about those. We have the patron here, and then after you return your hand of cards back to the display, then you take a cards equal to how big your set was. So if you made a set of 3 and this guy was on top, you get to draw 3 cards. You still have to have your hand limit there. We also have the cartographer. If you move your vehicle, you can immediately play an additional expedition from your hand, resolving the effects before you return your cards. So you'll have less cards going back out to the other players. Here we have the physician. Now, instead of returning the remaining cards to the display, you can keep a number of those cards in your hand equal to the size of the expedition you just played. And of course, we already talked about the pilot. So that just gives you just a general idea of how some of these work, but there's plenty of others. All right, now before I get to my final thoughts, I want to let you know that if you like my content, there's now ways to get bonus content like first impression videos well before a review will come out, or for many games I don't even end up reviewing. You can even vote for which games get reviewed on the channel. You can also see me opening up packages and getting content earlier than everyone else. And now you can see what you're missing with a free 7-day trial at patreon.com/GameBoyGeek. All right, I first want to mention my sort of biases here. I love the game this is based on, Ethnos. I remember the first time playing it, I was at the CMON Expo. The game wasn't even out yet. And I played it with my friends from Man vs. Meeple and Rolling Dice and Taking Names. And we were just blown away at A, how great the game was, but B, how well it played with even larger player counts. It was just amazing. The game sold out, went through a bunch of print runs, and then it slowly just stopped getting supported. It stopped getting printed. And everyone was just frothing at the mouth to have another reprint Ethnos and change the art. You know, this is this generic fantasy thing, change the theme, change the art. Everyone was clamoring for a new version that looked better. The map on the old version was so boring and drab looking. Everyone wanted new Ethnos with new art. And what they gave us was new Ethnos with new art, and then a bunch of gameplay changes. This almost could be its own thing on BGG, and in fact it is. Because this game is different enough from the original that it is a different game. And that's not what I was hoping for. Now, I want to preface this by saying Paolo Mori is an amazing designer. Ethnos is his highest rated game. I love his work. He did Libertalia, which, by the way, he redid Libertalia with Stonemaier Games. And I loved the new version. The new version is far superior. And every mechanism they changed in Libertalia made the game better. Blitzkrieg, Caesar Rome in 20 minutes, Rise of Augustus. Rise of Augustus got re-implemented by Via Magica. Unusual Suspects, Fairy Tale Inn. Paolo Mori has done tons of games that I love and still have. So let's talk about what I did like. I like the new art. The new art is amazing. This is exactly what I wanted Ethnos to be, which was this new art, this awesome sort of Indiana Jones expedition style, setting and look. It was awesome. I do like that they kept most of the abilities from Ethnos. They didn't mess with a lot of those. There is a couple, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2, that they changed them, but they kind of needed to because of the way that the new mechanisms work with the tracks. I like that there's different card set sizes. So when you are going up the tracks, Even within a track, sometimes you'll need to have like a set of 2, then a set of 4, then maybe a set of 1. And so even from track to track, they're different. Even within the same track, you're going to need different amount of sets, which is going to make you focus on different things. That's interesting. And I like that you can use the advanced side of the board. That's the best I can say about the things that I liked about the changes. But as a whole, oh boy, this is not what I was looking for. And I have a feeling this is not what most people were looking for. Most people were looking for Ethnos, rethemed, looking nice. Just give us it. Don't overthink it. Don't go back in and fix what's not broken. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This game was a gem. Sure, the new mechanism of draw 2 cards if it's empty, if there's no cards there. Great, you could have done that. That's good. But completely changing the game. They swapped out all of the tense area control in this game for boring tracks. It is now no longer an in-your-face area control game where each of the different places you go to are different amounts each round, and those change every game. That was amazing. That was the best part of the game. The tension of that is completely gone. Oh, I'm gonna play this set. I'm gonna move up a track. Big whoop. This was a big miss for me, and I'm so upset because I was like so excited. Yes, finally I can get rid of this ugly Ethnos, and I can play the game that's awesome on an awesome-looking thing. Such a miss. I'm so upset with this. It's a very different game from Ethnos. I think this is a huge missed opportunity. I think they should have just given people what they wanted. Moving up these tracks is just not fun. It's fine. They wanted to make it more Yuri. Maybe it's even more crunchy and more thinky. I'll give them that. But it's not what made Ethnos what it was. It was the quick card play, the agonizing decisions, and the tense in-your-face area control. Most of that is gone now. I wanted to love this game. I wanted this to be the re-implementation of the year. In fact, this is probably going to be my biggest disappointment of the year. That's that. Moving up the tracks just is not nearly as engaging and not nearly as fun as what Ethnos was. That's what I think about Archeos Society. Game Toppers not only transforms your existing table into a high-quality gaming solution, but they now offer full leg kits and dining cover solutions for the full table application. Paired with over 20 styles of thematic game mats in 11 different sizes from notable board game artists like Vincent Dutray, collapsible cup holders, and real cool accessories, experience what thousands of other gamers enjoy by upgrading every game you play with a Game Topper system. Save hundreds of dollars on Game Topper package deals that are in stock now for immediate shipping at GameToppersLLC.com or click the link below.